welcome to Teacher Talk.
Are you going to do it just like that?
Just like Australian like that a little bit.
Welcome.
No, I'm joking. Hi, welcome to Teacher Talks.
Hi, welcome to Teacher Talks.
Ready? Yeah, I think so. We get all nervous now. Oh, was it good? Yeah, it's alright. Welcome to Teacher Talks.
Hi and welcome to Teacher Talks. Was that too over the top?
This is Teacher Talks. My name's Alex Roberts. I'm a history teacher.
Do you not want to sound a little bit more enthusiastic? Like, you know.
Okay. Restart. Nah, it's got to come naturally. You've got to have the music. Here we go with a 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Let's try and do this in an Irish accent. What is the top tip? Oh, that sounds good in an Irish accent as well. What is your top tip for new teachers? Okay, let's start. Quit. Is that a good start? Don't take the job? No, I'm kidding.
Your first year is the hardest year. It's all very new, it's all quite overwhelming.
Relax.
Go with the flow. Being really adaptable, flexible with whatever comes your way.
Understand that in your first year of teaching, you can't perfect everything. Do what you've been taught to do, but don't expect to be an expert as soon as you start. It's okay to make mistakes. You're new at this, you're not expected to be a complete expert at everything.
It is exhausting, it's a lot. You're still collating all your resources, you're getting to know everyone, you're figuring out your teaching style. You're the new kid, you're trying to do everything in your own way, but also in line with your university and with your school, which sometimes can be two completely conflicting ways. And it's the things that you don't even think about. It's the things like learning the printer code, learning all of your logins and all of your passwords, and getting to know the people in reprographics, and making sure that you've got your ID with you every day, and making sure that your classroom is left a certain way, and learning how long it takes you to run from this room to this room before that lesson. And it's all of those little logistical things that are just exhausting, but once you know them, the day goes pretty smoothly. Obviously every school is different, but I found that, my experience is the first year is exhausting, but if you hang on in there, you'll be fine.
We still make mistakes. I know people who've been teaching 15, 20 years are still making mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. And it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to ask people for help.
Don't be afraid to ask people for advice, because you're always going to get the annoying, boring teacher by the photocopier moaning. Ignore them and, ask people questions about things, because what you're struggling with, you will probably find that about 10 other teachers have struggled with the same thing, and they'll be able to help you as well.
You don't have to think that you're in this alone. We're all in your position at one point in our lives, and we all needed help. And so hopefully you have good colleagues where you can get that help.
I'd also say ask for help. And take on board advice. This is something that actually I was talking about earlier on. It's very easy, I think, as a new teacher to feel, because as a new teacher you're still an adult, so you feel like, and most teachers have had jobs before, so sometimes when you go into the profession you feel like everyone's sort of patronising you, like you've never worked before.
And the kids are aware as well that you're a training teacher, because they often make reference to it.
So you can often feel, I don't know, just sort of a bit patronised and a bit like powerless. But I would say that you have to accept advice from people. You have to accept advice from your mentor, because hopefully if you've got a good mentor who's doing what they should be doing, they'll be giving you personalised advice and constructive advice and good quality feedback, balanced with praise to build your self-esteem and confidence. So I'd say take on board that feedback, ask for help. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going to somebody. I remember I just ask questions all the time.
It can be very isolating if you start to do that. It can make you feel that you have nobody around to help, but we're all in it for the same purpose. We're all in it to help these students, and so it's okay to ask for help.
It's going to someone saying, I don't know how to work this data analysis tool or whatever, can you just sit down for 5 minutes and show me, please? And just sit down and ask.
Even like in regards to asking for help, I mean, I was never an advocate for it, and I probably should have taken my own advice, but even things like, there are so many resources out there.
People out there, like on Twitter you have like Team English,
who'll always kind of, you pose a question on a tweet and people are willing to help you out and offer resources. And you know, there's people around that are willing to help you, and so don't feel that you're in it alone, and don't feel that you have to do everything alone.
There are things out there that you do not have to start from scratch all the time.
No.
And it's that kind of misconception and that judgment. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I've seen big people in the game buy a whole scheme of work and claim it as their own. Do you know what I mean? So if they can do it, you can do it as well. Like, it is there to help you.
Yeah, that's so true.
I think the other thing that I love to see from a new teacher, and was a big piece of advice I was given, is be you.
Be yourself and find your style. Every single teacher, I've seen teachers, I've observed teachers that are similar to me, but in truth, find your style, find what works for you, and utilise that style. But more importantly, you're the person who's there in front of the classroom, hour on hour, every single day. So you need to make sure you work out what you want to be in front of those students, but more importantly, what's your style, what's your classroom style?
I mean, you're given these teaching and learning gurus, and you're given a mentor, and you're taken into all of these outstanding lessons. And you know, I remember doing it. I remember doing it when I was a higher level teaching assistant. Actually, there was a specific teacher, and I was like, I want to be her. But
Yeah.
no, actually, I'm not her by any means. Now, you know, 5 years later on in the game, and I think that's what makes it quite nice. I mean, I have seen people train and become their mentor, and I just think, but you actually lack flair, like, because it's not your words, it's not you, and it's not your style.
Like, for example, I can't be a real horrible, like kind of very, very strict, over the top, stand here like this in front of the class and tell everyone to sit down and be quiet, because that isn't me. Yeah, I can't be that person. But what I try and do is be an extension of me in a professional manner, in order to make sure that my classroom is something that I feel comfortable with. So I would say probably the top tip is find your style. I may even trademark that and maybe get it tattooed or something, I don't know.
Look after yourself. You are the most important thing. Your health, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, all of that is so important, and you need to listen to your body. If it tells you it needs to stop.
Look after yourself. And I know everyone will laugh that I'm saying this, because I am not somebody who takes my own advice, but if you don't, you will burn out. And so that means that you need to go with the flow. You need to relax a little, but you really must look after yourself, because as many a teacher said to me in my first year, that if you are not well yourself, you will be no good to anyone.
Don't let the weight and the pressure pull you down or get you down. Make sure that you put your life before teaching.
I found that very hard to begin with, and you don't want to be in a position like that. So yeah, listen to your body. If you can't do something because you're run down or it's getting too much, then you have to say no.
If someone says to you or tries to apply a bit of pressure, you've had a really tough week, and someone says, can you come in tomorrow, we need to do some extra work, year 11s, and you're absolutely knackered and you have nothing else left to give, don't say yes. I realised that very quickly. Don't be a yes man or a yes woman. Equality.
I know sometimes it's hard because some schools and some bosses can make you feel that saying no to them or saying no to a job is going to make you look bad, or make you feel that they feel that you're not strong enough or good enough. But you're a human being, and you shouldn't feel that you're not good at your job if you're not doing the 101 things that they're trying to get you to do.
I've seen so many teachers, so many awesome teachers who are just drowning in marking, drowning in pressure, drowning in expectation.
I think new teachers put so much pressure on themselves that actually they can, in that first year of teaching, if they're not careful, they can flop and leave teaching, when actually if they just relaxed a bit, they'd realise they were good at it. But yeah, so I think that's important.
You can be an awesome teacher and still have a life. So many awesome teachers believe that they can't continue to be amazing because the pressures and the strains and and being a teacher, when it emotionally, psychologically, all these things.
So it's okay, especially if you are getting to the point where you're feeling run down or mentally, physically being affected, to say, actually, I can't do that. And I think we need to have more of that, where teachers are not feeling afraid to say they can't do it without being kind of judged on it.
Just have a balance. Try and create that balance, but make sure that if you say to yourself, I'm having a day off today, I'm not marking, I'm not doing any work today, do it. Don't bend.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you for tuning in to Teacher Talks.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe
to Educated Minds.
And like all the channels and all the things for a missed call on Educated Minds.
Until next time, see you later.
Bye. See you. Ta-ta. So long.